Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into Rivian's latest filing, and let me tell you, it's a wild ride. Almost as bumpy as off-roading in one of their electric trucks, but hopefully with a smoother landing for investors. This report gives us a look under the hood at Rivian's financial health, their progress on production, and what challenges they're facing. We'll break down the numbers in plain English and see if Rivian is truly driving towards success or just spinning its wheels. Before we dive in, if you find value in getting clear insights from corporate filings, make sure you are subscribed to Corporate Decoder. We also have a Discord community. Feel free to join using the link in the description below. Let's decode together. First off, this is an 8K filing, which is basically a company saying, hey, something important happened and we need to tell you about it right away. In this case, Rivian is announcing their financial results for the first quarter that ended in March of 2025. The date of this report is May 6, 2025. This means the information is relatively fresh, giving us a recent snapshot of the company's performance. Keep in mind that this report includes information up to March 31st, 2025. Rivian is a publicly traded company and its stock is listed on the Nasdaq stock market under the ticker symbol RVN. This is important because it means you can buy and sell shares of the company. Now let's get to the good stuff. Item 202 tells us Rivian is releasing its financial results. They have included a press release and a shareholder letter as exhibits to this report. These documents give more detail about how the company performed. Plus, they mention an audio webcast so investors can listen to a discussion about the earnings. Rivian is sharing information that isn't officially filed with the SEC in their press release and shareholder letter. This means they have some flexibility in what they say, but they still need to be accurate. They're also using some non-GAAP numbers, which are financial measures that aren't part of the standard accounting rules. This can help investors see the business in a different light, but it's always good to take these numbers with a grain of salt. Here we see that the company has included two exhibits. One is a press release and the other is a shareholder letter. These are two documents that will give us a more comprehensive view into Rivian's first quarter performance. Unfortunately, the filing itself doesn't have the financial tables directly in it. It just points to the press release and shareholder letter. Because those aren't embedded directly in the 8K, we can't scroll to them. However, since Rivian issued a press release and shareholder letter, let's assume they covered some key financial metrics. Archetypically, in these releases, we'd look for revenue. How much money did Rivian bring in from selling its vehicles and services? This tells us about demand for their products. Gross profit lights. After subtracting the cost of making the vehicles, what's left? This gives us an idea of production efficient. This shows us how they're investing in the future for net income. So how much are they spending on research, development, sales, and administration? This shows us how they're investing in the future. Net income equals the bottom line. Did Rivian make money or did they lose money? This is the most basic measure of profitability of production numbers. How many vehicles did they actually make during the quarter? Are they hitting their targets? All their bottom line. Did Rivian make money or did they lose money? This is the most basic measure of profitability. After production numbers, how many vehicles did they actually make? Income loss, the bottom line. Did Rivian make money or did they lose money? This is the most basic measure of profitability. Dot production numbers, how many vehicles did they actually make during the quarter? Are they hitting their targets at DV on hand? This tells us about their ability to fund future operations, ECTV guidance. What does Rivian expect for the next quarter? Without the actual tables to scroll to, let's just imagine some scenarios and how we might interpret the information if we had it. Let's say Rivian announced a significant increase in revenue compared to the same quarter last year, but their net loss is still substantial. This might mean they're selling more vehicles, but they're still spending a lot to grow the business. We'd want to dig deeper and see if their gross margins are improving over time, which would indicate that they're becoming more efficient at manufacturing. Or imagine that Rivian's production numbers are up, but delivery numbers are down. That could signal problems with logistics, distribution, or even weakening demand. We'd want to see if they're building up inventory or if they're able to get vehicles into customers' hands quickly. Also, suppose Rivian lowered its guidance for the rest of the year. That could be a red flag. It might mean they're facing unexpected challenges such as supply chain issues, increased competition, or a slowdown in the economy. All these hypotheticals would influence our view on the company. Now for my overall take on Rivian, based on what we can glean from this filing and what we know about the company in general. Rivian is in a tough spot. They're trying to break into a competitive market with a brand new product, and they're doing it while facing all sorts of challenges, from supply chain issues to rising costs. On the one hand, they have a compelling product. People seem to love the design and the performance of their vehicles. They're also targeting a growing market for electric trucks and SUVs. On the other hand, they're burning through a lot of cash and they need to ramp up production quickly to achieve economies of scale. They're also facing competition from established automakers like Ford and GM, who have deep pockets and years of experience. One of the biggest risks for Rivian is whether they can secure enough funding to keep the lights on. They need to raise more capital either through debt or equity, and that could dilute existing shareholders. They also need to prove that they can manufacture vehicles efficiently and profitably. One opportunity for Rivian is to expand into new markets and product categories. They could launch new models, offer different battery options, or even develop software and services that generate recurring revenue. Overall, Rivian is a high-risk, high-reward investment. If they can execute their plan successfully, they could become a major player in the electric vehicle market. But if they stumble, they could face serious financial difficulties. Alright, that's our breakdown of Rivian's latest filing. What's your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps. And subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.